Creating a dynamic master for streaming services basically is a numbers game. And to help you with that numbers game, Sonoball released the True Level plugin. And that's the one that I want to take a look at right now. So, let's get started. So the two most important numbers to remember for streaming services are -1 dB true peak and -14 LUFS, LUFS, whatever you want to call it. If you want to get this merchandise, it's available right now in the description down below and in the merch shelf underneath this video. Check it out and spread the message. So yeah, let's take a look at True Level. It's part of the metering bundle from Sonoball, which is released today. By popular demand, Sonoball has developed True Level as a standalone metering plugin based on Smart Limit's extensive loudness and dynamic monitoring section. In Smart Limit, there's a panel that really visualizes your dynamic range in an interesting way. Its unique visualization of the interplay between loudness and dynamics make True Level a revolutionary metering tool for finding just the right trade-off between these qualities in a track. When finalizing a track for publications, user can draw from a range of common references, blah 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 blah. I just want to check it out. This is it. This is the plugin. So yeah, what can we do here? We've got our loudness reference item. We've got all types of different platforms, and here you see if we select Spotify, we get the -14 LUFS. Tidal, same story. YouTube, same story. That's why I'm saying -14 LUFS. SoundCloud, same story. I didn't know that. iTunes, same story. Deezer, -15. So we're still in the safe spot with -14. Oh, Apple Music, -16. -16 is actually a new recommendation from the AES. It's described in the 1008 paper, whatever. I'll make a separate video about that as soon as that gets more relevant in the industry. And if it gets super relevant in the industry, I've just spent a lot of money on a designer to design a t-shirt that won't be relevant anymore. But I'm thinking about 1 or 2 years before global adoption of that. Oh man, I'm so hyperactive. I don't know why. Amazon Music is -19 LUFS. Whoa. What I want to do is just select Spotify and do a acoustic version of Never Gonna Give You Up. Just see what it does. Let's play it. All right. So it really gives us our aim here, our target. So this axis here is our loudness, our LUFS. I think integrated. Yeah, it says it integrated over here. And we need to be above -14 LUFS. And it really visualizes this in the correct way. Like above 14, you're in the green. Below 14, you're not in the green. You've got a problem, because then streaming service has to level you up using a limiter, whatever, things you cannot control. This here, this axis, is your dynamic range, which is like it shows it over here. It's difficult to get your head around, but it's the ratio between the peak and short-term loudness. Like there's a calculation going on between those two that shows the dynamic range. And dynamic range is not always equal to loudness. So loudness is just the integrated value, which you can manipulate with your volume fader, as long as you've got headroom. Dynamic range is something that you manipulate using compression. So what you can do is you can compress a song more, making it flatter, and then push up your volume fader, which will create a higher LUFS count and a lower dynamic range. But if you then drag down your volume fader, your LUFS will go down, but your dynamic range will stay the same. So these two measurements combined really show you what is going on in your track. The target is to get in between here, which we are not. Like our target is now over here. So that means that our acoustic recording has a little bit too much dynamic range compared to other acoustic recordings. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It's not louder, because our loudness is at -13 LUFS, and Spotify will equalize that to -14 LUFS. We do have a small problem on the true peak. You can see here, we're at minus 0.8. We need to be at minus 1 dB true peak for the codec processing. And I would actually love to hear more about how that actually happens. When does a track get converted into the codec? Is that before the loudness optimization? Is that after the loudness optimization? Are there multiple codecs going on? What is going on there? But the recommendation is to keep it below minus 1 dB true peak, because a codec does overshoot a little bit. And if a codec overshoots and it gets above 0 dB true peak, we're getting distortion basically. Yeah, true level, I really like the way they're visualizing this. And I'm starting to think like, hey, I actually need to make a small extra screen in my studio with analysis like this, like balance, like a normal stereo field analyzer from Flux, all those type of things. I need that on an extra screen. It's just handy to always have that in a fixed spot where you can always quickly check like, hey, what am I actually doing? And yeah, True Level would be one of those plugins that I would love to have on there, because I care a lot about the specifications. I have a huge respect for specifications of platforms, and I really want to use them to get a better sound. And you will not see me deliver masters at minus 14 LUFS and minus 1 dB true peak exactly, but I am respecting the specifications. I'm working within the specifications. On YouTube, my videos are also louder. You can open the stats for nerds. I'm not at minus 14 LUFS, definitely not. But I'm using the dynamic range. I'm making sure that the audio that I'm playing back from the plugins, for instance, is not compressed. And you know, I'm equaling that out with my voice and compressing my voice in such a way that YouTube only turns down the volume and not doing anything other with it. There's so many ways you can benefit from just knowing the specifications by simply not acting like you're stupid. And plugins like these can really help, give you insight. And if you understand the full specification, you can really use it to your advantage. Now, True Level will cost 70 euros. It's available right now. I'll link to it in the description down below. I forgot to do the disclosure in this video, but the disclosure is the same as always. Sonoval did give me early access to this plugin. However, they do not see this video before the rest of the world. They have no voice in what I'm saying in this video, and it makes them pretty nervous, which I think is kind of a good thing. So if you appreciate my independence, check out my new merchandise. I've got more ideas for designs, which will come soon, somewhere next year. You'll see them by then. Check out the shelf below or my merch store, which is linked down below. Another way to support me is by becoming a channel member, which you can also do down below, or on Patreon. Content is the same on both. Just choose the platform that you like to use. I'll link a playlist with the extra content over here. And if you just want to watch videos and support me in that way, because in the end, viewing videos is also a form of support, you can watch a different video from me over here. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep pushing, and bye-bye.